Hey guys, and welcome back to LEGO's Island. So today it is Monday, November 4th, 2024. And surprise! Welcome to the Western Party! A week-long mini-event that was supposed to take place in Zolazep 2 immediately after the Halloween party. However, due to that party getting delayed by, 14 days, and it interfering with this party that would have occurred immediately after, I decided to, instead of scrapping it entirely, why not just move it to somewhere else? Like here, for example. So basically, every single thing that you would have seen in that party in Zolazep 2 is now here. And since it was meant to occur immediately after the Halloween party ended on November 1st originally, I thought I'd do the exact same thing for this version when bringing it over here and have it go immediately after the Halloween party. And more importantly, the Operation LEGO's Island 5th anniversary celebration. Although it is actually kind of freaking funny that I am holding it in this specific week of all weeks. Because this party happens to ironically be in the exact same week that Operation LEGO's Island 2019 was held in 5 years ago. And crazier, it's the exact same weekday. The difference is that it started a day later, and will be ending 1 day later than that. Because of how last minute this event was, aka only just being a few days before this actually occurred, it's not a massive party. In fact, not even half the island is decorated for this party, proving how small it is. And to prove that even further, none of the inside rooms on the island are decorated. It's an all outside party. The reason I never announced this party coming here to LEGO's Island was because, first of all, it was very last minute, and I didn't think I would be doing it since it was meant to be in ZL2 only, which you guys already knew about that. And yeah, with all that said, now that I've explained why this party exists, let's jump right into it. By starting off with what free dogs we get for the day. We get Rez, Hart, and Steven. Let's officially jump into the tour by also ironically collecting our first set of items. Every single day of the party there are a set of items you can collect from these specific huts right here. For example, for November 4th, we have the cowboy, the brown cowboy hat, the brown cowboy vest, the blue cowboy pants, and the brown cowboy boots. Let's put on all 4 items. And as you can see, we are fully dressed up, as the name applies. Which is honestly really cool. The outfits look amazing. And if you thought this outfit was cool, just wait till you see the other outfits that are going to be released later on in the week, which will be showcased within the next few episodes, as they all unlock daily, meaning this is the only outfit we can get right now, so we'll be wearing this for the rest of the video. As for the port itself, we can see that it is fully changed into a desert, which is actually really cool. There are cactuses and hay literally all over the place, including the sign that I just showed you, showcasing that this is a week long, and will end on the 11th. The schedule has also been updated, which is really, really cool. Now adding in the 5th anniversaries that we saw in the previous video. Anyway, continuing on, we have a ton of cactuses all over the place as I just addressed. So much hay all over the place. Oh yeah, those guys are going to get hit a lot by that. It's pretty crazy though. This room is really freaking cool, I'm personally not going to lie. And now, let's head up to the balcony, which, by the way, as you can see, is fully decorated for this party. Heading up here on the balcony, we can see that there are a ton of differences, such as free hay bales over here, and the colors being changed to orange and jungle. As you can see, or acacia and jungle. There we go. As you can see, that's how the balcony looks, which honestly looks really, really cool. Now, this is where things get interesting. You see, right here is this type of sand. If you head down to the lodge, it is now red sand. That's right. That's another thing. As you can see, we go from tan sand to red sand, as you can see, which is pretty cool. I'm personally not going to personally lie. So, here's the little fun twist. It is a mix between a regular sand desert and a red sand desert. How cool is that? And also over here, we have our next set of items. Well, actually, this unlocks in 2 days, which we'll come back to throughout the party. And yes, I know, those guys are getting hit like nuts, which is also pretty bad. So, as you can see, this place honestly does look really cool. It's really cool how I was able to mix both themes together to create something like this, which is honestly something I wasn't planning to do originally. But you know what? It looks way too cool not to. Then, if you head up to the blacksmith shop, you'll see it changes back to the normal stand that we see over in the port. This also can be where we find the November 5th item, which we'll see in the next episode, alongside the one over there. Like I said, you will see how it normally just goes back to the one that we saw over there, as it is a mix of both, which is actually pretty freaking cool. And there's even more cactuses back here, which is actually pretty cool. And yeah, with all that being said, there is not too much to say here because the blacksmith shop itself is not updated. Next up is the theme park center. There aren't that many cactuses here, so they shouldn't be getting hit too much. In that regard, as you can see, they do look pretty cool, I'm personally not gonna lie. Well, except for that right there. Just had to change that real quick, sorry. I didn't realize until like right now that that was still Halloween. Which, yes, to clarify, as you can see, the whole party's gone. And it's only this area and the medieval park that are updated. Over here we have the prize booth, which as you can see, hosts 2 more items, but we have to come back on Thursday, November 7th to be able to collect them. Or in this case, in terms of episodes, Friday, November 8th. As you can see, yeah, we have cactuses all over. And also one in the middle right there. I just planted some torches down because I just realized there's supposed to be 4 of them there, normally. There we go. That makes way too much sense. As you can see, though, like I said, there are like 5 cactuses over here. The park arches have been updated to, of course, match the theme, with more hay, ironically, right next to them. Which is actually pretty cool. I hope you guys love it, because this took some time to do. As for the medieval park itself, we can actually see that there are actually full-on medieval banners dedicated to the Western theme, which I don't know if you just saw on the front, but just for the record, that's really, really cool. And we can actually collect these on November 8th, when that episode comes out, for when we can collect this and the ones in the theme park center. Anyway, as you can see though, we have targets made out of Western themed blocks, which also means you can also see that there are even more Western themed banners as well, which they're both available in this very room, which is honestly really, really cool, I'm not going to personally lie. There's a lot of hay around here, ironically where the pumpkins used to be during the Halloween party. And if you go in here, there's even more you can take a look at, which is actually pretty cool, because like all this hay is actually where the pumpkins used to be in Legos Island Halloween, which is actually true if you did happen to watch that. You will notice that these actually come from that, but are replaced with hay, and the runner leading here, it's been turned into this. It's split between this and this, reflecting both the daytime and sunset aspect that we might be seeing later on in the party if I actually remember to implement it. As for, of course, up here, right here to be specific, we can see even more up here, with more of these banners right over here. And, much like down there, it merges to the other one as well, which is actually really cool. Except for when I didn't do this. There we go. Anyway, as for this, you can clearly see that over here, it's fully updated with the sunset theme, which is pretty interesting, and there's also some hay where those jack-o'-lanterns used to be, which is actually really cool. And yes, that also means that down here also has something, which is actually really cool, seeing that as we, could see that decorate. So that's really cool. This honestly looks so cool. Honestly, one of my personal favorite rooms in the park. Lastly but not least is the village. I still have yet to actually clean up the haunted hotel, but that's gonna take too much time if I do that now. I can just do that on my own time. Anyway, here's the village itself, and it's back to being in a red sand theme. since we haven't seen that properly since the launch. As you can see, this is how it looks, and it honestly looks really, really cool. Honestly, this came out really well. It also could be where we find the November 9th items, which, as of right now, I actually haven't implemented. That's because I still need to come up with items for that. All the other days, I actually have items, except for this day for some reason. Granted, this party was very last minute, so that can explain why. Like I said at the beginning of the video, none of the inside rooms are decorated, so we're not going anywhere near them. Anyway, this village design honestly looks really, really cool. And there's a ton of cactuses all over, by the way, alongside some hay on some of the buildings. Even over here has something, which is actually pretty cool. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up the entire Western party. For it being a surprise party, I'm honestly surprised how huge this party ended up actually being, despite it not even being like half the island decorated. And to be honest, I'm surprised how many items I was able to create in such a short amount of time. So, overall, what are your thoughts on the Western party? This is such a cool party for it being a very last minute surprise party. I wasn't even supposed to be here. Thank you, lab, for being shut down for 2 weeks. I do want to let you know, though, that not only will items be releasing throughout the week, but I also have some other things that I did not have enough time to do before making this video, such as a really cool roller coaster. Will probably go above the lodge, and then potentially I might even throw a maze in here. But that will be done later on in the party. Would you guys like to see those? Comment down below. With all that said, I'll see you next time on November 6th for the catalog.